Hey everybody, welcome back to Vintage Poorboy Survival on Elmcreek. We are in episode what feels like 9,742, but we're not that far. This is Graybeard Gaming, and we are going to just kind of sit there and see that beautiful sunrise. Okay, that's enough of that. So we don't have a whole lot planned for the month of April. We do have to get our grass cut, so we're going to go ahead and get that going. I may actually do some repairs on this tractor. As you can see, we have quite a bit of money available currently, and that's mostly because we have sold off all of our most everything that we have to sell outside of our soybeans, which won't be sold until I believe June. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't have other things that we can do to make money. We do have the silage, which we are going to probably actually pick up because I do want to put my new forage wagon to work, and because I can make so much silage in a quick amount of time, I don't see any reason why we don't go ahead and do just that. So something I do want to also do is I would like to enlarge this field now that we don't have a silage cab there. Shoot, I'm gonna have to alright, gonna have to go ahead and move that grain wagon out of the way. It's been sitting there for quite a few months and I just forgot about it. But no biggie. So yeah, I would like to enlarge this field. I think this is the time to do it because once we get this cutting off, anything that we cut into that field will not really make a huge impact because it's going to be 3 months before anything is ready to be cut again. So we will just have to enlarge the field a small amount, and once that's done, we just put some more grass seed down and we'll have that field taken care of for the foreseeable future, at least for this season. Maybe next year we'll decide to plant something else there. Who knows? I like to have the silage as a backup plan, but this is, farming simulator, not hay simulator, so I do like to get a variety of things done, and maybe we'll have enough land in the next year or so where this tiny little field isn't going to make a big huge difference in what we're doing. But if all I'm doing is making silage, I still have straw that I can make silage with, and that's why I was willing to plant oats this year, even though they will not be used for any livestock. But next year we can plant wheat or barley or both for chickens. I did not purchase the field over on the other side of the trees here in time to plant it into sugar beets, which I wanted sugar beets. I know, was just that crop that I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and feed that to the pigs. Plus, I have that harvester, and I don't have potatoes in either. So sugar beets was the other thing it can harvest. So it's kind of silly that we have a piece of equipment we've spent with a header. We've spent $30,000 to acquire, but we're not gonna have any crops for it this season. So it's just gonna sit there for an entire year unless I use it to unless I actually use it for contracts. Then we might have, you know, a good use for it, especially if I do want to get some livestock in. I can feed the potatoes that are excess and any sugar beets that are excess from harvests to those and get us started. I think the first year we would start small anyhow. So the other thing that I'll have to do is, if I do want to get hogs, I have to figure out where can I put them. The field on the other side of the tree line that we do want to purchase actually was planted as soybeans. So that's fine. It's a very good cash crop. $50,000 is quite significant amount of money to spend for something that, you know, when we pull the crop off of it, we're only going to make, you know, $15,000 maybe. It's just not that large of a field, and yeah, we as much as I want to say we're going to make good money from that harvest, we're really not. It would take 3 years to pay off that harvest or pay off that field at that rate. So yeah, we're just gonna have to decide if we want to purchase that field, which I kind of do, because I like to build from the home base farm outward. So purchasing a field outside of that circle, to me, because we don't have like big equipment, we don't have a ton of equipment, but we've got good functional equipment, but none of it's fast. I don't want to be driving all over the countryside with a cultivator, plow, my harvester. I mean, that harvester's pretty slow. As you've seen, the 440 is definitely slow. I mean, my max speed on any of my vehicles, I think, is 21 miles per hour. That's slow. You know, I looked at that Fiat and I was like, whoa, it goes 24 miles per hour. That is crazy. It's really not. I mean, that's just me fanboying over, you know, 3 or 4 miles per hour increase in travel speed. But over time, you know, in comparison to what we've done so far through the first couple of years, that's a pretty significant increase for us. Now, I know that this is boring watching me cut grass. It's almost as boring as watching the grass grow, but it has to get done, and it gives me a chance to do something that's, you know, pretty mindless, and I can sit here and chat about our plans for the future on our farm. Now, eventually our farm is going to be contract free, and that is going to start the moment we have paid off our loans. So once our loans are satisfied and we no longer have an outstanding balance to the bank, we will no longer be doing contracts, and then we will be relying upon our own farm for everything. So it's just the nature of what I want to do. I want us to spend our time on our fields. So I don't really want to do contracts beyond doing our own contracts, and that will come in another year and a half, basically. So yeah, once we get to that point, we will not be doing work for other farmers, so any discounts will also end, because that's the only way you can get a discount, is if you're doing work for other farmers. And well, if we're not doing that work anymore, we're not going to be getting discounts. We will utilize whatever discounts we already have earned, but we will not be earning anything in addition. So, but for the most part, every discount I have is 25%. There's not a whole lot of farmers that I don't have the maximum for. Maybe 1, 2 at the most that I don't already have it all the way maxed out at 25%. And I'm sure that in the next year, before that contract's paid off, I will have used 1 or 2 of those discounts on property, as well as built them back up again. So yeah, but I'm not getting bored of this playthrough, because having started doing videos and uploading content, it's kind of given me something to think about how to keep things going and keep it somewhat original and at least interesting to me, I guess. It might not be interesting to anyone else, but to me, I find it more interesting, because it makes me sit there and consider more than just, okay, how can I make money, or well, nobody else is never going to see this, so I guess I can use super strength, and I can do this, or I can do that. And that is something that, I could do that. I could use super strength. I want to do some timber somewhere, and I just don't know where. I really don't want to cut timber that is already in existence. So yeah, I would conceivably want to purchase property and plant some trees on it that I can eventually harvest. And I do have one piece of property in mind in particular that's nearby, that's got quite a large portion of space that is currently not into, has not been put into the field as tillable land, and it's going to be right across the road from where we're facing right now, and it's just one of those things. I was like, oh, well, that would make a perfect spot to put some trees. These trees, they're going to take 3 years to grow, and I just have to be willing to keep this going for that amount of time, which I think I could be. It's gone slow so far, yeah, but we are we're not doing an episode a month, which we could, I guess. It would progress much more slowly, and then I probably would lose interest, and I think anybody that's out there watching this would also lose interest. I mean, that wouldn't it wouldn't be fun. I'm not enough of a role play creative person to, really give this series enough imagination to keep people coming back. And I mean, I'm already struggling to get people to come back. So like and subscribe, guys, and that helps out so much. And I really do appreciate it if you have already liked and subscribed. It's been interesting. I want to get better. I definitely want to get better. I want to learn some more stuff. I really want to start, building upon what I've done so far with learning how to kind of produce an actual episode properly. So I want to edit, I want to make cuts, and I basically want to paste my episode back together again, but in a format that is much more interesting to watch. Granted, it would turn into a lot of voiceover, but I mean, that's gonna happen. I guess you gotta make yourself okay with that. If you want to progress and just not sit there and talk in a microphone for 25-30 minutes and call it an episode, because you're gonna see all the little hiccups and all the stuff that just it's not interesting, not always, at least. I mean, my entire episodes could be what you consider a blooper reel. I mean, I have a lot of pauses, and when I'm talking and stuff like that, it's not scripted. I don't take time to sit there and write down my thoughts ahead of time. It's just basically whatever word vomit we have going on. That's what you guys are gonna experience along with me. So I thought it would be a great time to get our new forage wagon a quick show. Now, this one it's got some ridiculousness to it, but I did like that I could paint it to match my Els Chalmers theme with the orange and beige. Now, the reason that it is kind of ridiculous is it's 125,000 liters for the pickup, but also because it has a pickup operation speed of 13 miles an hour, and you can see I'm actually going 14, which is a little bit almost too much, because just trying to stay online and making sure that I'm making my turns, it's not that easy, actually, because I play off the keyboard. I don't have a steering wheel, so I wish I did, but then again, I'm glad I don't, because I do hear a lot of people that have them and then they move back to the using a keyboard or an Xbox controller or something of that nature. I have played on the Xbox platform, and I do enjoy that platform. I just wish it had the same amount of downloadable content, but obviously it does not. And you're limited to how much you can download, and it's not limited to how much storage your game console has. It's just you are limited, so that's kind of a bummer to me. I have so much downloaded, and it's ridiculous every time I get on here. I mean, for the amount that I actually use versus how much I've got downloaded, I'm like, oh, I might need this. I probably don't. I probably do not need most of what I have downloaded, because a lot of it I don't think I've ever used. I think it's just like a an extreme hoarder complex or something. So yeah, I just, whatever's there, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that. It's something shiny. And I've said it before, if I were a fish, I would have been caught quickly. So you guys, in the comments, I'd like to know, what's your favorite part about this series, if you have a favorite part? Maybe it's the end of every episode, when you get to watch a real content creator. But I would like to know if you can drop me a line. Maybe I can start to focus on the things people actually like versus just trying to create generic content that hopefully has a little bit of something for everyone. But yeah, I'd really like to, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts and see what it is you guys really have to say, because maybe there's something I can do to dramatically improve my channel. I am looking into different programs to learn how to do some editing, and it's not so much having the software to edit, it's knowing how to use it and use it properly. It's only as good as your know-how. So if you're not putting the effort in, it's not going to matter. If you're not taking the time to learn what you have, it doesn't matter how often you use it. Just to say you use it, it's not gonna be a good product. And I'm looking for giving you guys a good quality product, something you guys can say, yeah, I'm okay watching it. He might not be my favorite creator, and I'm not looking to become anybody's favorite creator. I just want to, maybe bring some entertainment to your day. And will I continue to make an episode a day? Probably not forever, at least. I would love to, learn how to do some multiplayer challenge with someone. That would be a lot of fun, actually. Just to be able to do multiplayer with another person. And if you're out there and that's something that interests you, well, let's give it a go. Maybe I don't have my own Discord or anything like that. I don't have my own server, so nothing like that. I always have a hard time justifying spending extra money on myself. That I think that happens to every person out there that's a parent. They they're always more focused on stuff for their kids rather than what they might want. And I'm no different. I'd much rather not focus on spending money on that. I've got 3 Xbox Live accounts, but only 2 of them get used on a regular basis. So we'll just start taking things a day at a time, seeing what we want to do going forward. I'm really enjoying what I've been doing. So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You got to see the new forage wagon this time, and we're just increasing the size of that grass field. We will be I'm just going to go ahead and put some lime down on it and fertilize the whole thing and then seed it, so I can do all that off camera. So I just want to tell you guys thank you. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, please take a moment to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.